everybody, and welcome back to the College Football Weekly podcast. I am your host, Hunter Woodward, and with me today, as always, are my co-hosts,
Hunter Cottle,
Chandler Bloodworth,
Trent Leopard.
And today we are going to be going over everything in college football for Week 5 and Week 6. So talking about our previous games, but if you would like to see where we post updates on the podcast, what we look like, and you want to see our YouTube, go and see our socials, which are on TikTok and YouTube. You can find us at College FB Weekly, and on Twitter and Insta, you can find us at College FBW. But if y'all just want to check that out, fine by us. We post updates on there all the time. So let's go ahead and jump into the Week 5 top 25 results. Anything shocking for you guys?
Georgia game. Hands down, Georgia game.
Georgia game all the way. Clemson looking good versus NC State, though.
that's right.
Yeah.
Top 10 team, another ranked win under
Go
Clemson's
Tigers.
belt.
Yep. All right, let's go ahead and hop on into this. So, number 1, Georgia played at Missouri. And Georgia barely skipping out of a loss, won 26-22. Took their first lead of the game in the fourth quarter, which is the first time that's happened since, I believe, a couple years ago.
Yeah.
First ever lead in the fourth quarter. That's insane. Just awful game for Georgia. But Missouri bouncing back after the Auburn game. Shoot.
Yeah, and Georgia plays Auburn this coming weekend, so.
Mm-hmm.
So, who knows? All right, at number 2, we got Alabama playing at number 20, Arkansas. Bama winning 49-26. Good win for Bama. Looked short early on, but, I mean, after Bryce Young got hurt, it's a good turnaround, especially for number 1 on that Bama offense.
Yeah.
Melrose good, though.
Milrose stepped up to the plate.
2 70-yard runs is insane, no matter when or where you do it,
Kid is fast.
especially in the same game. Then at number 3, we have Ohio State versus Rutgers. Ohio State won 49-10. Rutgers put up the only fighting chance they had in the first 3 minutes of the game, scoring the most points they have against Ohio State since, 2000.
Yeah, that was
But
shocking.
the muffed punt after a 3-and-out led to touchdown. Just killing ourselves on that one. So that's all right. But at number 4, Michigan played at Iowa. Michigan only winning 27-14. So after barely winning against Maryland, they come back and barely win against Iowa. 13-point win for a number 4 ranked team.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
Michigan's not.
Michigan's not too good. But at number 5, Clemson versus number 10, NC State. Clemson winning 30-20. Cottle, you want to take this one? Or Chandler?
Awesome game. Will Shipley is continuing to hype his hype. So, DJ has a bad year, comes back, and he's playing good against very good teams. So, what can people say about DJ now? I mean, he's been consistent this year, so.
He's done a lot better. He's definitely improved from last year.
Yes, I don't think we
For
need to be in
sure.
the 5 spot. I think we need to be in the 4th, but we'll get there.
Which
one
we'll
way or
talk
another.
about. We'll talk about in the top 25 results for week 6. But at number 6, USC playing Arizona State.
Mhm.
USC winning 42-25. Not a bad win for USC, but not a good win. Not a good win. I mean, you kind of got to slim down those defensive points there
Yeah,
against Arizona State.
because when they start playing actual good teams,
Then
or
they're
if they
going to
do
be
play an actual good team, that defense is going to have to show up.
Yep, for sure. And USC always has a decent offense. 42 that's good. It's really good. But
Yeah.
25 could be knocked down a lot. Another
Yeah.
good shocking game we had this past week was number 7 Kentucky at number 14 Ole Miss. Ole Miss winning 22-19. Good win for Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Bad play for Kentucky, but I've been calling it out this whole year. As soon as they play a ranked team, they're dropping. Then again, it is Ole Miss. Ole Miss is not a terribly great team, but again, if you beat a number 7 team, you should be
Should
all
move
right.
up a good bit.
Yeah. Then at number 8, we had Tennessee. They had a bye week, so good little recover week until they get into good little conference play.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Believe. Let's see who they play next week. They play LSU, so good conference game for them.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yep. Then number 9, Oklahoma State at number 16, Baylor. Oklahoma State winning by 11 in the 36-25 win. Really good for Oklahoma State beating that Baylor team. Yet again, we see Baylor going to probably be playing another bowl game if they win out the rest of the season. If they
Oklahoma
win.
State is very good, though.
Oklahoma State is really good, but their defense was not.
Yeah, that's true. But Baylor always has a decent offense. So
Yeah. Which that win after losing their head, defensive coordinator is really
Yeah.
good. So then again, 10 NC State played at Clemson, so big game at Death Valley. Wonderful win for Clemson.
awesome. Makes
Great win.
Dabo look really good because two
Mhm.
of his Brent Venables and Tony Elliott, they both lost.
That
So,
definitely helped with the slander after the Wake Forest game,
yeah.
for sure.
Yep.
Kind of cleared some things up on their
Yeah, I
offense.
still think Wake Forest is good. So
Then 11 Penn State played Northwestern. Penn State only winning 17-7. Now, let's talk about this a little bit. Big Ten action. Penn State plays Michigan.
mhm.
Penn State, they'll play them before Ohio State plays them. But either way, Ohio State will probably get to play 2 top 25 teams. I see Penn State putting up a challenge against Michigan.
I
but
think they beat
Michigan-
Michigan.
I don't know.
I don't
I haven't
think
seen enough from
Michigan's-
Michigan yet.
Yeah,
But that's the thing. If Michigan beats a ranked Penn State, they're jumping.
yeah.
They're jumping. I mean,
They shouldn't.
they
though.
shouldn't. They shouldn't. That's exactly right. But
Yeah.
ever since Ohio State has won, Notre Dame, we drop.
Yeah.
We drop. We don't ever move up. There's not any moving up unless the people
That
above
goes
us
for us
lose.
too.
Yeah.
We
Unless-
blew out Georgia Tech and went down.
Unless somebody above us loses,
Yeah.
then they don't drop. Like Georgia, they
think-
dropped 1 spot.
Man. Yeah, that's ridiculous. But if that was Clemson or Ohio State, they would have
We
been
would
like,
drop 5 to 10 spots.
yeah. And that's not even exaggerating. That's
Nope. Not at all, which is frankly horrible.
yeah, it's awful.
But at number 12, Utah beating Oregon State 42-16. Good win for Utah. Still going to have a rough season. They'll play in another bowl game, probably again the Rose Bowl.
That'd be cool.
I don't know.
I
That'd
do
be
like this
good.
Utah team though. They're talented.
They really are. And then Oregon State putting up 16. That's not bad for Oregon State.
Yeah.
It's not bad for them at all.
It's about time, actually.
Yeah, definitely. Then at number 13, we have Oregon. They played Stanford, and Oregon won 45-27. Again, like I said earlier with the USC, I mean, Oregon, you got to slim down those defensive points.
Yeah.
You're allowing way too
Oregon-
much.
I think we are starting to see Oregon put together now though.
Yeah, they're
starting
definitely
to-
relying more on Bo Nix,
Yeah.
for sure.
He's good. I mean, he is playing very decent.
He's a really talented quarterback. It's just hard to see that after the Georgia game.
Yeah.
which Georgia winning 55-3 and then Georgia looking like that.
Yeah, and they look
It's
bad against
confusing.
Penn State too. So
Exactly. But again, in those two games, Georgia only allowed 22 points. So is that like
Yeah.
the limit or something? Because
that is true.
I don't know. It's just shocking
We'll see
to
this
see.
weekend.
Oh yeah. Then at number 14, Ole Miss, they played Kentucky. Ole Miss will be jumping up, should be jumping up a good 6-7 positions. So
Yeah.
Then at 15, Washington played at UCLA. UCLA knocking off Washington 40-32.
They're a problem right now.
UCLA is now undefeated.
We were bagging on them since the beginning of the season.
Exactly. We were like
PTR wasn't going to be nothing.
UCLA will be ranked and then drop out, and then now they're 5-0, and we're like, oh, okay, they might actually be good.
I mean,
So
Southern Cal game, that's going to be big.
they're one of the only 16 teams in the NCAA right now who are undefeated. So we
Yep.
can't really say anything. But then again, James Madison is in there. So
Yeah.
can't say too much. You got to have a powerful schedule and not look like UTSA a couple
Yeah.
years back. Undefeated.
And they have no fans.
Exactly. Then at 16, we had Baylor versus Oklahoma State. Baylor will be dropping out of the top 25 for sure.
Yep.
After 2 losses. I mean,
They have a chance to get back in, though.
they do have a chance to get back in. At number 17, Texas A&M played at Mississippi State. Mississippi State beating A&M 42-24. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. I think, yeah, I just got back in. Okay. Then at 18, Oklahoma playing at TCU. TCU winning 55-24. TCU.
How about them horny toes, brother?
Dude, don't say that.
Gotta watch out for them jokers.
Oh my goodness. But TCU absolutely clocking Oklahoma after Oklahoma's loss last week. They're like,
That was one
we're
of
gonna
our
bounce back beat TCU.
Yeah, that was one of our games last week when we
Yeah.
were talking about it. We
Talking
were
about
saying watch
watching.
out for TCU.
Yep.
And
Gotta watch
here
out
they
for
are.
them horny toes now.
Hey,
They'll
Got
get
to.
you.
getting a 31 spread against a number 18 team is
I mean, wow, that defense did not look
A
good at all.
plus in my book for TCU in that
Oklahoma is a lot better than that.
game. TCU did make a couple mistakes,
Yep.
leading to 24 points. But, when you're in a ranked game, there's going to be points no matter
there's
what.
gonna be that
24 is
matchup.
not bad, especially when you're winning by 55. So,
Right. Yeah.
good for TCU. Then
Great.
at number 19, BYU played Utah State. That was a Thursday game, I believe, or Friday.
Yeah.
But
was Friday.
BYU won 38-26. I'm pretty sure we talked about it last episode as well.
Yep.
But at number 20, Arkansas played Alabama. Arkansas is out for sure. They
Yep.
won't be back in at all for the rest of the season unless it's SEC love. So
Very possible.
very possible. 2-loss SEC team. It could be top 25. All right. Then at 21, we have Minnesota versus Purdue. Purdue immediately knocking Minnesota out of the top 25 after the
Yep.
first week they were in, winning 20-10. I was bragging about Minnesota because they always bring something against Ohio State,
Yeah.
and they always shock us. We always win in the end, but they always shock us. Now, that was just horrible for Minnesota. Like, that was
The worst thing that can happen for them.
I don't want to say the equivalent of the Mizzou Auburn game 2 weeks ago, but that was pretty bad.
Yeah, because there's actually good defense being played.
Yeah.
20-10. I mean, it was bad offense, totally, but still, you gotta have good defense to stop.
Minnesota is
that too.
never known for their offense
Yeah.
ever. So bad for them. But let's talk about the 22 Wake Forest at 23 Florida State. Wake Forest winning 31-21. Again,
great game.
Florida State jumping in immediately out after the first week. Don't know how to stay in the top 25, which is most of the teams that are in the top 25,
Yeah.
except for like I can't even say the top 10. I'd say
I
the
think
top
we're
5.
still in the point of the season where we are still finding out where everybody should be.
Yeah. What everybody has to offer, and that's what's so scary is it's week 6.
Yeah.
It's already week 6, and we're still second guessing on these teams. Because
Even the whole 25.
exactly. I mean, heck, I said Oklahoma or Oklahoma State. Oklahoma just got shot out. 2 losses in a row.
Yeah.
So I can't even say anything anymore because if I guess a team next week, they lose. That might be a good thing. Okay,
yeah.
Michigan.
Yeah.
But 23 Florida State losing to Wake Forest. I mean,
Sam Hartman showed out, and those receivers are big and tall.
it's a good win for Wake Forest. It
Yes.
really is. After the Clemson game, that's a good win for them because they'll jump up higher in the polls. Maybe we see Wake Forest getting a bowl game.
Well,
Shocker.
I think they will. I mean,
Yeah.
last year they went to the ACC championship game, so
Yeah.
that is basically the same team.
Would y'all
They're
play
very
Wake
good.
Forest again?
No, they're in our division.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot because of last year and
Yep.
all that
Well,
happened.
I don't know who we're gonna play. Most likely Pitt.
Probably Pitt. But speaking of Pitt, at number 24, we have Pitt versus Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech went in 26-21. So there goes
Well,
that
It's
conference.
wide open.
There goes the conference for Pitt. So, I mean, losing
Yeah.
to Georgia Tech, you're bound to lose another conference game. And Georgia
Your
Tech,
season's over.
Georgia Tech now has a conference win. So
That's pretty good.
it's good for them. Then, lastly, at number 25, Kansas State versus Texas Tech. Kansas State winning 37-28. Good win after the Texas Tech win, beating Texas. The good coming back.
Yeah.
Bad comeback for Texas Tech, but that also shows you how strong Texas was. Trent.
Okay, I thought we agreed to never speak of this again. Okay, come on now.
Mhm.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Nope.
This is
I'm
different.
gonna hold it
podcast,
over your
man.
head. I'm gonna hold it over your head. Always. All right. What do y'all think the best games out of all of those were?
I think the Wake Forest game was really good. I loved watching it. They played very well.
Just like really
Clemson
good
game was
talent back to
awesome.
back.
Yeah, it was very awesome. NC State and Clemson game, that was
That was a
awesome.
good game. I didn't watch a
Finally-
lot of it because I was busy watching the Georgia Mizzou game,
Yeah,
but man,
that Georgia keeps getting lucky, but I don't
Look's
know.
gonna run out eventually.
yep. Chandler,
Same
what
with
about you? What do you
Same
think?
with Alabama.
Nah,
Probably
that look
Clemson,
always gonna be
NC
there.
State.
Clemson, NC State. There it is. I will say the people who played not the best, but had a really good game. Good jump back for Missouri. Because if you're playing the number 1 team in the nation,
Yeah,
I mean, good game for them. Good holding out till fourth quarter. 3 and out drives. At the end of the game, they played good the whole game. They played
They
good the
really
whole
did.
game against Georgia. I mean, first Georgia drive, they punched the ball out. Second Georgia drive, Georgia can't hold on to the ball. They can't make a first down. I mean, it's just – and then I just hate how it was as soon as Georgia went up with 4 minutes left. I forget who said it, but it was something along the lines of, and that's why they're the best team in the nation.
yeah.
That's why they're the number 1 team in the nation. It's
They ain't no more.
if you are the number 1 team in the nation, number 1 team right now, even if it's temporary, you should be putting more points up on the board than 26 to an unranked opponent, even if it's at the unranked opponent. And if I say that this week and we go to Michigan State and we only put up 26 points, I'm going to lose it. But it's
That's
just
hilarious.
after the worst week in college football for Missouri that I have ever seen, number 1 team in the nation wins 26-22.
Yeah.
So
In an empty
yes,
Missouri
Georgia,
stadium.
you're the Bulldogs, but right now I'm dogging on you for how badly y'all played. anyways, on to the next category because that got me so heated.
Couldn't have said it better.
It's just little anger issues. All right, let's talk about. Let's see here. Let's talk about the AP Top 25 for Week 6. Before all is said, who is y'all's top 4?
Okay.
Let's go. Hunter first.
Number 1, I think right now it should be Bama, just because of if
Just
say their
because the win.
backup did not play that well, I wouldn't be saying that. But I mean, you send Bryce Young to the injury tent to pull out somebody good as
Yep.
well. So, I mean, they still look good. They still look like a strong team. Their defense is a little shaky at times, but it's Bama at the end. So, number 2, I'm gonna have to Ohio State.
Definitely.
I mean, they've played pretty tough games. I mean, they have a lot of home games this year. So
Yeah, we
they can-
have had a majority of home games.
yeah, it definitely could come to y'all's advantage. So number 3, I'm putting Clemson. They shouldn't be behind Michigan or Georgia right now, just by how well they've played. I mean, we've beaten 2 ranked teams back to
Back to
back,
back.
and we play
Mhm.
another one in a few weeks. Syracuse. I mean, and if Florida State does good, they might be ranked too. But you know, I love how Georgia, if Clemson lost or if Clemson played like Georgia did against Missouri, against Georgia Tech, we wouldn't be in the top 10. But
Yep.
Georgia can play terribly and still have the best defense in the nation. So I know we just got done dogging on them, but I also want to do it too. Okay, that's my favorite thing. But yeah, number 3 is Clemson. 4, Southern Cal looks really good right now. Their defense is also bad, but I haven't seen a awesome defense besides Clemson. But I think that's my top 4. Bama.
out of all
Ohio
the teams
State.
that have played. So with that, based off the ranking from the past week, I would have to agree fully with that, except for 4, because I would put Georgia there,
Okay.
dropping from 1 to 4.
I would put Georgia at 5.
Okay.
Can't keep them out all the way. But
Now, if it's based off that how they were playing for the whole year, I'd play some top 10s.
yeah,
Except for the Oregon game, I'll give them that. But after the Oregon, and then I forgot who they played next. After that, hype ran
Samford.
down. Yeah, Samford, exactly. After that, hype ran down, and they played not even semi-decent teams.
Yeah.
It's just they're playing like a tier 3 team, tier 3, tier 2 team. When Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson are playing tier 1, tier 2.
We're on primetime TV.
Exactly. And then Michigan, they're there with Georgia. They're right there with Georgia
Yeah,
because they haven't beaten anybody.
Maryland.
Maryland struggling against Maryland, and it's just I don't see these rankings. I really hate that I'm looking at this and it is showing me these rankings because it's totally messed up. These shouldn't be the rankings at all.
I mean, after last weekend, everything should have changed almost.
Yep.
I would definitely thought I was going to see Ohio State at number 1. I
And
thought I was
did
going
too.
to see that. I thought
Actually,
Clemson was going to be 3 or 4.
I knew Bama was going to be 1 after a ranked SEC conference win.
Yeah, well, I just thought they weren't because of Bryce Young being injured. You know, the committee looks at that and says, "Oh, your Heisman just went down."
That's the thing. Where do they go
Yeah.
after that?
I think they just rank them 1 for this weekend. They see how they play. Do y'all play Tennessee? Not this
They
coming
play-
weekend,
They play A&M this week.
but the weekend after y'all play Tennessee, right?
Yep.
So A&M, I don't think y'all need to worry about them.
I hope not.
Really
I
good
said the same
games.
thing last
A&M
year.
is one of them teams.
The
Yeah.
really good
I said
SEC
the same
games.
exact thing last year. I ain't worried about them come in there and they beat us.
Yeah.
They beat
The
'em.
really good SEC games will come down to if Bama beats Tennessee and Tennessee drops.
Yeah.
Then Georgia loses to Tennessee.
That changed
Then
everything.
we'll see only Bama at number 1. No other SEC team
That's fine.
within the top 10. Because if
Yeah.
that Tennessee will throw a wrench into everything, and then Tennessee will jump back up, of course. But then you got to play an SEC championship game
Yeah. Against them too.
against them too.
I mean, I don't
So
understand.
who do you play?
Yeah.
Who do you play? Is it going to be based off points or who has it going?
Probably whoever the highest ranking SEC team is. The highest ranking and the second highest ranking.
Well,
It
if it's
probably
based
will
if
go
it's
by
based off of a
points.
conference championship, it should be based off the conference games they play. So if
Yeah.
it's based off of Georgia's Mizzou game and Tennessee's Bama game,
Well, how about this? What if let's say Georgia loses this weekend to Auburn, but then turn around and beat Tennessee, but Tennessee loses to Alabama.
Tennessee drops out completely.
Well, I mean, but still, where are we at with those two, Georgia and Alabama?
They
It,
would
it
probably keep
definitely
Georgia up.
it definitely sucks because you look in the top 25 right now and you see 7 SEC teams, and then you're like, oh, well, all these teams are ranked, so they all have a chance of jumping into the top 4 if they stay one loss. That one loss being the SEC championship. So,
They should be in if they lose the SEC championship game.
no.
I mean, Georgia and Bama have done it.
What if they do what they did a couple years ago and put Georgia in at number 4
Mm-hmm.
after not even playing the SEC championship game?
They did that with Bama too, didn't they?
Multiple
Yeah.
times. And I remember it like it was yesterday because it was on my birthday and they said Georgia instead of Ohio State. And I cried the whole day. And that made me so mad. Dude, that was awful. That was absolutely awful. My parents had to put duct tape over my mouth because I wouldn't shut up about it. But it's just way too much to throw around. So Then
You never
again-
know.
then again, Ole Miss is now number 9.
Yeah.
I don't want to diss
This
Ole
is gonna
Miss,
be a
but
good year.
I don't want to diss Ole Miss, but seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 SEC teams in the top 10 is ridiculous.
Lane
It's
Kiffin can't be that good.
ridiculous.
He isn't that good.
I can't say anything because there's 3 Big Ten teams in the top 10, but at that point, all 3 are undefeated.
Yeah.
Ole Miss has won. They've been undefeated, right? Pretty sure that. Yeah, Ole Miss is
Yeah.
undefeated too.
Ole Miss is
So,
undefeated.
everybody on Bama is undefeated too, but I don't know, man.
Trent, what are your top 4?
Top 4.
Based on how
Bama.
they've played this whole year.
How they played this whole year.
Yep.
It's nighttime, by the way, folks, and he's wearing sunglasses.
And I'm inside. That's some gangster stuff right there. Don't we mess with me now. I'd probably say Bama 1, Ohio State 2, Clemson 3. Georgia 4.
Okay. So pretty much what we think. Chandler, what
Yeah.
about you?
I'm gonna have to go with Alabama at 1, Ohio State at 2, Clemson at 3, and Tennessee at 4.
Okay. I like
Okay.
that. I do
Bold.
like that.
Bold. I like it.
That could be the end of it all.
That is good.
Could be. Could be.
Oh Lord. Imagine
Georgia
a world.
not on the top 4?
Imagine a world.
Hey, I don't mind
enough
that
with the
top
Georgia
4.
slander.
Yeah, we need to chill out with the Georgia slander.
Till next episode.
Yeah, till next episode.
All right, we gotta.
No hate out to Georgia. We're
Yeah,
just
no
talking.
hate.
No hate at all. All right.
Good defense.
Let's hop into what we were supposed to be talking about, though. Week 6 and the upcoming games. So, jumping up one spot now at number 1, Alabama with 25 first place votes. They'll be playing Texas A&M this Saturday at 8 o'clock, and Bama is set to win by 24. So, I
Need to win
think.
by 40
hmm
after last year's performance.
We'll see.
They better.
Is that at Bama or A&M?
It's at
It's
It's
at
at Bama.
That's gonna be
Then-
tough.
Dropping only one spot at number 2, Georgia, with 28 first place votes. So they had less first place votes. Alabama had less first place votes. So
Yeah.
that's kind of crazy. I guess the whole committee was completely
I'm just
biased.
confused. How are you gonna have a
Tell
game
us.
like that against Missouri and still get the most first place votes?
Well, they could say the same about Texas.
Yeah, but that was weeks ago. They dropped for that. They paid the dues for that.
No, they did not. They got in the
Texas was
top
unranked.
25.
They still dropped.
Texas was unranked.
They got in the top 25
They
after
got
they
in the
lost
top
to y'all.
25 and then lost to Texas Tech, who
Yep.
just lost.
And now they
Yeah.
had again. And Bama won that game too.
Bama won, but by 1. Georgia
Yeah.
won by 4.
Okay. I'd say Texas
Okay.
better Missouri anyway. I put
Yeah,
that on.
oh my
put money on that one.
gosh.
What you disagree with me on that?
I would not agree.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't. Shoot.
I know you don't.
It makes sense why Bama got in the first this time and Georgia dropped. They did drop, just like Bama
Mhm.
dropped. But still, Texas got in the top 25 after losing to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Missouri is not going to be
The only
even thought
reason
about.
Missouri is not thought about is because they weren't undefeated before. They lost to Auburn.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
anyways, Georgia's playing Auburn this Saturday at 3:30. Georgia supposed to win by 30. Another close game.
What?
To the-
Auburn
Wait,
beat
repeat that.
Missouri.
Auburn beat Missouri.
Repeat that. Repeat that.
Auburn this Saturday at 3:30, and
Where at?
Georgia is it's at Georgia.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, they winning that.
Georgia's supposed to win by 30.
No.
But Auburn.
I'm making a
beat
bold statement. I'm not going to say I'm a
Georgia.
Georgia
Or
hater.
Auburn beat.
Auburn by 10 this weekend. Write it down.
I'm writing that down. Hold on.
No, not after them almost getting beat last week. No, they're gonna be playing with a
Yes.
chip on their shoulder this week.
No, but what about Kent State?
That is true.
Okay.
I like to imagine they would be at home playing with a chip on their shoulder after last week's performance. Whether they do or not, I don't know.
The bushes are going to be cut this Saturday. The hedges.
All right, staying still at number 3, Ohio State with 10 first place votes, getting more than last week. They'll be playing at Michigan State this Saturday at 4 p.m. Ohio State is set to win by 27. I think we'll win by a lot more. Maybe not a lot more. I like to say at least by 35 or 42.
Isn't it kind of weird how before this past weekend, these teams were only getting set to win their games by 10, 11, and now 30, 40s? It isn't. I mean, why
It
is it
is.
hopping up after they all play
It is
bad?
crazy. But there is some shockers with the spreads on this one, especially late in the top 25 and in the top 10. But you'll have to wait
Yeah.
and see. But number 4, Michigan, standing still. They play at Indiana this Saturday at 12 p.m. Michigan is set to win by 22.5. You see the spreads going down for Michigan every week
Yeah.
after bad performances. And I think Indiana, they should beat the brakes off of Indiana, but I also said that about Maryland. And I also said that about last week. So
Indiana is one of those teams that come out of nowhere sometimes.
I mean, Iowa
I don't think they will this weekend, but
playing Iowa and only winning by 13. You can't look at that and say, "Hey, we are a great program this year," because I mean,
Yeah.
Iowa will pop out. Iowa will pop out, and they'll probably pop out against Ohio State because we got absolutely slapped one year we played Iowa, and then they ended up being bad. But we were just a bad program that year. So, I mean,
it happens.
it happens. It happens with every team. They always have at least one good shocking game, win or lose. So, Indiana, I don't think this is their game. Michigan wins by 21, not 22.5. That's a weird spread. 21.
That is weird.
That is a very weird spread. Then again,
Hmm.
staying still at number 5. Clemson plays at Boston College this Saturday at 7:30. Clemson to win by 20.5. Good game for Clemson.
Yeah, I think so too.
Good conference.
Boston,
Good conference.
yeah, Boston College has pretty decent running backs, and they don't. Their receiving core is not all that. They're very young.
Yep.
But they have a few talented receivers there. Their defense, they got the free safeties are all right, but
Yep.
I don't know. I see us running the ball a good bit.
Yep. And what I love to see is all these conference games. It's just everybody's playing a conference game. It's amazing. Then at number 6, USC plays Washington State this Saturday at 7:30. USC is set to win by only 13. Only 13.
Wazoo is. That's gonna be a good game, honestly.
Washington State could put up good points, but I mean, if USC is the number 6 team, they should be winning by more than 13.
Yeah,
Like these
and
spreads,
projected to win more.
these spreads are just insane. It's absolutely horrendous. And I mean,
I want the committee to start sitting down, watching these games, and saying, "Do I see this team being in the top 4 right now?" And I think they sit down and watch these individual games and say, "They're not it."
right. And I feel like that's a thing with they only go off of results, not by like how the game was actually played.
Yeah,
Because you can look at Georgia and see last game, it's by results they won by 4, so they should at least drop 1 spot. If you look at it like that, I mean, yeah, they deserve to drop by 1. But if you look at how they played the game, at how the game was played on the other side of the ball, you should see Georgia's obviously not number 2 team.
yeah.
And once it gets to the CFP picks, which are coming in November, I feel like AP won't matter. The CFP will. But I mean, I just feel like Georgia will be dropped even more. I feel like the College Football Playoff Committee is a lot better than the AP, the Associated Press.
If they beat Tennessee, then they will still be a team talked about.
Yes. And
even
they would deserve it.
Yeah, but we still, I really don't know a whole lot about Tennessee. I know they have a quarterback that can actually move out of the pocket.
Hendon
Hooker.
Hooker.
I think, yeah, he's really good. But I mean, in the end, you still have to play Georgia,
right?
And you haven't been successful these past years against them, and that's gonna be a game,
right?
When it gets here.
Yeah. Then at number 7, jumping up 2 spots, is Oklahoma State. They'll be playing Texas Tech this Saturday at 3:30. Oklahoma State to win by 9.5. Now, I get Texas Tech is a supposed upset team after Texas.
Yeah.
But
how good is Texas?
How good is Texas? And how good is I don't know. It's just very confusing to me. It's looking at this and I'm trying not to be biased at all, this is what all about our podcast is about, is not being biased. It's just it's shocking when you look at these rankings and it's just like you know?
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. I mean, it is still early. To me at least, it's still early in the year.
Yep. Definitely.
I think I know who the top 5 should really be right now, but
yep. But it's not going to get there until the games are played correctly and you don't play the ranked teams. So who knows? At the end of the year, whenever it hits November and the CFP comes out, they could be like, "Oh, what? UCLA is number 4."
Yeah.
If they say they say undefeated, which they won't do, but
what if they win the Pac-12 though?
If they win the Pac-12, we're looking at trouble. UCLA coming in, the Bruins in the playoffs.
Man, that would be awesome. They would have no fans at the game.
Yeah.
But
no, they would have every single fan that has been hiding in a hole for 20 plus years.
Yeah, that's true.
UCLA,
like Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's exactly like Cincinnati.
Yeah,
it's like bring out all the stuff, hang up the flags in the neighborhoods. Since we're now doing good,
yeah.
All right. Anyways, let's move on to number 8 Tennessee, who plays at 25 number 25 LSU this Saturday at 12 p.m. Good little noon game for Tennessee, but a spread by 3 is pretty shocking against LSU. Tennessee with a 3-point spread.
I think it's just because it's a SEC game, so it's
It's-
going to be a little stronger.
That's exactly why.
Yeah, they match up pretty well too.
I don't know. I think Tennessee definitely takes it, especially after watching LSU Florida State.
That looked like a different Florida State team, though. That was, I don't know. LSU didn't play that well. We'll see. We'll see how
But
they
with-
are this weekend.
But with Ed O gone,
He got lucky with a bunch of seniors anyway. So.
he really did. That was. And then you
What-
look at him the next year, and it was
He
just
did nothing. Recruiting even went down. That's crazy.
recruiting was bad after
Yeah.
the CF after the college football winning a natty, and then your recruitment going down.
Yes, I remember that. 'Cause they bumped
You're
behind
doing
Clemson.
something wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah. At number 9, jumping up 5 spots, Ole Miss. They'll be playing at Vanderbilt this Saturday at 4. And they have Ole Miss winning by 17. I mean, then again, you're looking at just giving me more opportunities to harp on the fact that these top 10 teams that you are making top 10 and giving them horrible spreads against unranked teams is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And it's Vanderbilt.
Exactly.
Like every team should beat them 45-17. I mean, come on. If they lose to them this weekend, man.
Vandy ranked?
Oh my gosh. For a week.
Yeah, Pola Baylor.
Yeah.
Or literally any other team that has been out in and out for the past couple of years. Then at number 10, jumping up 1 spot is Penn State. They have a bye week, so good little recoup before an upcoming Michigan game, which is going to be in a couple weeks. I think it's not this week or not the upcoming week, but the week after they play Michigan. So that's going to be good.
Yeah. Very interesting for them.
Yep.
Being in a situation.
Where we got 3 Big Ten teams in the top 10. Again, kind of like with the SEC championship, we're looking where are these guys going to be at?
Yeah.
I mean,
I want
It
to see
can't-
UCLA.
it's either Ohio State or Michigan for sure in the Big Ten championship. But when we look at the West,
Yeah. That's
do
gonna
we
be
want
interesting. Who do you
to?
play Wisconsin again?
Dude, another Wisconsin bowl game. Let's
Yeah,
not
but,
let's
man,
not 59-0
Wisconsin's-
it. Let's not 59-0 it again against
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon. Oh man, I love that Heisman
Best-
candidate.
Best running back.
Heisman candidate. Just
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon is an amazing running back, but Ohio State's defense in that game, lights out, lights out.
Poop. I didn't see my kneecap in this.
Then at number 11, Utah playing number 18 at number 18 UCLA this Saturday at 3:30. Utah's supposed to win by 3.5. If UCLA
Let's go
wins
Bruins.
this game, if UCLA wins this game, we see possibly UCLA in the top 10. I see
Awesome.
right at the spot of where Utah is because we got all these top 10. Saying all these top 10 teams win out in their games, they stay still
Yeah.
because there's no ranked games besides Tennessee. So if they stay still, UCLA jumping up pretty high over a
Man,
lot
they
of
play
teams.
they play Utah tomorrow. And then they
Whew.
play they play Oregon after
And you-
that.
Dude,
Yeah.
and that's good because Oregon is still ranked, and they're ranked
Yeah.
highly. So, oh, dude, if Oregon
And they play
So,
Southern Cal
if
too.
Oregon
so
beats them, they're jumping back up.
I know, right? Dude, I don't know. Okay, so if they
Man, I
beat
love
Utah
college
this
football.
weekend, they beat Oregon, then they have to play Southern Cal at the end of the year,
hmm
and not a shabby Stanford team. Man, they'll have enough resume to get in.
Exactly, and that's what's shocking. It's just You see all these teams ranked highly whenever they play highly ranked teams like Alabama. They'll rank
Yep.
Arkansas. And then they lose the week before that and then play a ranked Arkansas to jump up. But I mean, you can't give them rankings if they're doing bad.
Yeah, that's true. You shouldn't, but they do sometimes.
They definitely do. All the time. Then at number 13, dropping only 6 spots is Kentucky. They play South Carolina this Saturday at 7:30. They didn't even put a spread because of how bad Kentucky should win the game. But it's just
Spencer Rattler throwing dimes out there or what?
Kentucky only dropping like 6 spots after that bad of a loss.
Yeah.
Then again, it was a ranked 14, number 14 Ole Miss. But
And Ole Miss is pretty good though. So
exactly, but they're putting up like such a heavy spread against Kentucky only to drop 6 spots.
yeah.
I wish Ohio State could lose a game like that and only drop 6 spots. And then after dropping that 6 spot, or if Ohio State was to lose one of those games, you'd see them dropping 10, 12 spots, winning a game by a lot of points, and then dropping again.
Yeah. Yeah. Same with Clemson too. That happened last year.
Trent, I know you're death staring at me right now.
I'm not dead staring. I'm just looking.
Because I'm speaking back. Has that ever happened to Bama?
No.
And this is why we're all friends.
Yeah.
It's just insane. You love to see it. You love to see it. But
Typical ESPN.
dropping again only 4 spots. Not as bad. NC State, they play Florida State this Saturday at 8 p.m. NC State only set to win by 3
That's
against
awful.
Florida State, who just lost to Wake Forest.
Clemson's defense made Devin Leary drop in stock. So
Man, I mean,
I think Florida State plays good.
they
NC
lost by
State should
10
win.
to a top 5 team, dropped 4 spots. That is
Yeah.
better. That is better. They only lost by 10.
Yeah.
Kentucky loses by like 30 and drops 6 spots to a number 14 ranked team.
That's ridiculous. And it's an actual good team. It's like a team you know. It's not. What do you mean, dude? Okay, so Clemson, they are good. We know this. They're a decent. We know what they bring to the table.
Yep.
Ole Miss, we had no idea. They always do this every year. You know, they play good in the middle of the season and they lose. Kentucky, you know, they don't do this. This
Nope.
ain't basketball season, and it's not March, so they shouldn't be in the top 25. But I just think, yeah, I think they should give a lot more credit to the teams that give close games like that and make the other teams drop more
And
than 4 or 5 or 6.
that is
spots.
actually what they did at number 15, jumping up 7 spots. Wake Forest
Yep.
playing Army this Saturday at 7:30. Wake Forest to win by 17. Wake Forest wipes the floor with Army.
Yeah.
Army
think
is
so.
like 1-4 or 2-3.
Typical.
Which, I mean, Army, they play one good game a year. Army-Navy game. They're not looking for nets.
Go midshipman. Let's go.
But, I mean, that's a good job putting Wake Forest back up after the loss to Clemson and dropping a couple spots and then jumping up whenever they beat a ranked team by a decent amount of points. That's a good job. That's good ranking because you don't see really anybody above them that has done a lot.
Yeah.
Anybody above 15 that has, or anybody below 15 and above 20 that's done a lot to get them in that rank. So that's good ranking right there, at least I think. Jumping up 3 spots at number 16 is BYU. They play at Notre Dame this Saturday at 7:30. Notre Dame by 3.5. I don't know, man.
Notre Dame would be okay with that.
That would be
Hey.
fine for Notre Dame, and that would make Notre Dame ranked.
Yeah. Would it though?
Maybe
I
it'd
don't
make
know,
them
man.
4-2.
They play Southern Cal later this year, so
It would make them 4-2, losing to Ohio State and Marshall.
well, Duke and North Carolina are 4-1.
Well, actually, I take that back. It would not make them ranked. It'd give them. It'd give them brownie points, but
I don't know. It might get them ranked. They might be like, oh, well, maybe they found themselves. They love Notre Dame, dude.
they do love
ridiculous,
Notre Dame.
but
They haven't found themselves if they beat them, because they found themselves in the Ohio State game. They played wonderful football, and just after that, just straight downhill. So maybe they have to refund themselves.
Yep.
So pretty crazy. Then the previously unranked number 17 now team TCU plays at number 19 Kansas this Saturday
Horny
at 12
Toads.
p.m.
game day.
Go Horny
College
Toads.
game day. TCU by 6.5.
Let's go.
Dude,
Go Horny Toads.
first times the Jayhawks have seen top 25 in forever. TCU's seen it over the past couple of years.
Yep.
Not kept it. But the
Trevon
Jayhawks.
Hey,
But-
I just like to make this clear.
Okay.
They-
But the Jayhawks, I don't know. TCU definitely wins, but I think Kansas comes out and surprises a lot.
What are
of
they playing at? Who's
They're
home?
playing at Kansas.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be loud, louder than it's ever been.
Good little trip for Texas.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on from that subject. Previously unranked number 18 now, UCLA. They play number 11, Utah. Again, we already talked about that. A good game. So hopefully that'll turn out really good for
So if Utah wins this game, do they move up?
They definitely jump Penn State because Penn State's on a bye.
Man, I hate that. But Penn State's schedule matches out. They could have this.
I don't
bye
know
week and-
who else they would jump if the whole rest of them went out.
Yeah,
Maybe Ole Miss. Is Ole Miss plays Vandy?
yeah.
Maybe. All right. Then again, at number 19, previously unranked, Kansas Jayhawks play TCU Horned Frogs this Saturday. College game day at 12 p.m. That's a good noon game for college game
Yeah,
day.
it is.
Get done with that early.
Can't wait.
Oh, yeah. Then jumping up 5 spots, now at number 20, Kansas State. They play at Iowa State this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. And Kansas State is set to win by 2 against Iowa State.
2,
2.
the safety to win the game. Imagine.
2-point conversion in overtime.
Yeah, that would be cool too.
That'd be a lot better than just a safety. Well,
I like the safety.
I do like safety. Yeah, that is a good one. All right. Then at number 21, dropping 6 spots, Washington. They play at Arizona State this Saturday at 4. Washington is set to win by 14. Washington
Okay.
dropping 6 ranks after losing.
Should have been more too, but
Should have been more. But can't say much.
go Huskies.
How about at number 22, the unranked, previously unranked, Syracuse Orange,
Another team you might be able to see.
who,
And it-
as soon as they jump in the top 25, get a bye week.
Yep.
As they
Awesome.
get in.
Awesome for them.
Now they're ACC team in the top 25.
But they're also in the same division as Clemson. So they got to go through Clemson. And
Yep.
Your boy is going to be at that game. And if
At number 23, again, previously unranked Mississippi State. They play Arkansas this Saturday at 12. Mississippi State is supposed to win by 9.5. I mean, you see Mississippi State, they just beat Washington.
yeah,
Yeah, they just beat Washington. I'm surprised they
fun.
wouldn't. I'm surprised they wouldn't be over Washington.
I know, right?
Very surprising. Good game for Mississippi State. Hopefully, Then at number 24, again, previously unranked, Cincinnati. They play South Florida this Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Cincinnati is supposed to win by 27.5.
That's
That's a really big spread. For,
yeah. I don't think Michigan would get that spread.
No.
against South Florida.
No, and they didn't. They play Indiana with a 22 spread. Love Cincinnati. Hate South
They
Florida.
really do, and it's
Hate
so
South Florida.
ridiculous.
Any chance for Cincy?
No,
See what happened whenever they went to the semifinals, though.
no. If they were undefeated, maybe, but
Then, again, the previously unranked. Now, number 25, LSU. They play Tennessee this Saturday at 12 p.m. That's a good noon game. I'll be watching the Kansas TCU game instead, but good little noon game for them. So, all right. Anything to say about those games?
No, sir.
Anything coming up that y'all look forward to?
yeah, I want to see. I want to see how Bama plays.
And you want to see Auburn win by 10?
Yes,
Yes,
that's
I
what I
do.
want to see.
I have that. It's written down.
It's written down in the book.
I will eat my words if I'm wrong.
I can't pull
I do
for
think
Auburn.
Georgia is a good football team, but I just think they're a little overrated. That's all.
I can't pull for Auburn. Sorry. Just can't do it.
You can't pull for the War Eagles.
Auburn to win
Nope.
the Natty.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
I want to say a word, but I can't. I can't do it.
Chris Davis.
Shoot.
AJ.
Right. All right, Chandler, go ahead and take it away with looking in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me get to my spot here. All right, folks. We got Washington State with 91 votes.
Who is one of the best teams outside of the top 25. They're only
Agreed.
4-1.
We got Baylor at 88 votes.
3-2. They dropped from number 16.
Yeah, it's Baylor. Florida State with 78 votes.
That is insane.
It
But
is.
After losing
Florida-
to Wake Forest. Wow.
Florida
Wake Forest is
State.
good though.
Florida State is 4-1, and their only losses to a ranked opponent. That's not very far of a drop.
And they beat
Dropping from only
LSU,
number 23.
who is not ranked. So
Hey, man. I don't know. But hey, Arkansas had an upset. Hey, 76 votes for Arkansas.
3-2, dropped from 20.
Just as crazy. James Madison with 39 votes.
Yep. Undefeated.
Wow.
Undefeated. One
well
of the
deserved.
One
well
of the
deserved.
16. One of the 16.
Oh my Lord. Florida with 37 votes.
Still surprised they get votes.
I
3-2.
know. Anthony
Ooh.
Richardson.
Only because of the Utah win.
Yeah.
Hey, Maryland with 25 votes.
4-1. They put up a good match against Michigan.
Oh.
Only team that's
Coach-
tested them. So
Yeah. Hey, Coastal Carolina.
Undefeated.
17 votes on the board.
Undefeated Coastal. Shoot.
Oh my gosh.
All these undefeated teams
Minnesota's up next with 14 votes.
dropped as soon as they got in the top 25. 4-1 team. Not bad for Minnesota. They have the possibility of jumping back in.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying.
Tulane.
Not much
9
to say
votes.
about Tulane. 4-1. So
No. Illinois, 6 votes.
same thing as Tulane.
Yeah, nothing about Illinois.
no.
Nope.
North Carolina with 5 votes.
I'm gonna say the same
4-1.
thing. 4-1. The last
Sorry.
3 have been 4-1. Hey, North Carolina did beat App State, but look at where that got them.
Mm-hmm.
We Texas A&M 4 votes.
3-2. They dropped from 17 though. I'm surprised they still have votes.
We'll see if Bama lets them play. I think Bama wins the game, but A&M
Yeah.
always puts up a decent fight, I guess.
Yeah.
Purdue with 2 points.
3 and 2
Boilermakers,
yet
baby.
again. Purdue just beat Minnesota.
Oklahoma with 2.
The weakest Oklahoma team I have ever seen. Dropping from number 18. Man.
not looking
Honorable
good.
mention out to Pitt. Dropping from number 24. Rip Pitt.
Yep.
As soon as they got in, Georgia Tech just right back out.
That killed him.
Oh, yeah. Chandler, is there anything big to watch with these looking in teams? Any teams to be on the watch for? Be scared of?
To be scared of?
Be scared of
Of a
coming
looking
into the
in
top
team?
25.
That's it.
Okay. All right. Have y'all heard any big news over the last couple weeks with college football?
Is Bryce Young playing this weekend?
I think he's out.
I'm pretty sure he's out, and for good reason. It's to
Yeah.
wait till good games really start. I'd rather have a healthy Bryce Young and struggle against A&M.
Yeah, and he's gonna have to run for his life again. He don't need that.
Nope.
So
Because if he does
They
that
have
again,
him-
he's out for the season.
yeah. Yep. No more Heisman.
Out for good, man. All right. I think we are all good for this episode of College Football Weekly. Again, you can find us on TikTok and YouTube at College FB Weekly and on Twitter and Insta at College FBW. Post updates on there all the time. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Thank you all for listening, and those out there who will be watching, thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you guys next time.
Go Tigers!
CLEMSONTIGERS.
Tigers! Fight Tigers, fight Tigers, fight, and it's staying in.